Hey, what's up, besties? It's your girl E.Michelle, and I'm back with another video. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. If this is your very first time, make sure you guys click that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you don't miss any more of my videos. And to all of my OG besties, what up, though? Alright, so you already know what time it is because I'm in the car, and this is our new format for our reviews. So let's go ahead and jump right into this Love and Hip Hop review of Season 6, Episode 13, Jamaican Me Crazy. Alright, you guys. So, just let me start off by saying this episode was like the first episode in a while that I was like, okay, I'm tuned in the whole time. Like, I wasn't trying to play with my phone or nothing like that. Like, I was literally watching the whole time because I didn't want to miss anything. And I actually went back and watched it this morning so that I can make sure that I didn't miss anything that was going to be crucial to the review. So that makes me happy because it wasn't boring, and I feel like I can be like excited to talk about the show again. Anyways, now that's over with. So the show opens back up where we left off last week with them at the dinner table, and we know that Jock had just showed up, and he was making his appearance with Treasure P. Of course, Carly Red is still like, like, what are you doing here? Why are you here? And then Diamond's like, what is she doing here? What is going on? Like, why are these people here? Okay. So Jock explains that he is only there to enjoy himself, but basically everyone can see that he's there for Carly, okay? Because it's not hard to see. You ain't gonna travel that far to get on somebody's nerves. You know what I'm saying? It's some love there. But everybody realizes who Treasure P is, and they're like, here we go. So Jock introduces Treasure P as his intern, and everyone like, your intern? Really, your intern? And then Tammy points out that she remembers this name, Treasure, from a conversation she's had with Tommy before. And she's like, ain't you the girl that Tommy fought? And Treasure was like, yeah, that's me or whatever. And she remembers the conversation of Tommy telling her that Treasure P likes to sleep with married men. And that was the first thing that she remembered. She was like, I'm not here for it. But Treasure P tries to defend herself about the comment that she made, and she wants to explain that she previously was messing with a married man, but that she didn't know that he was married for months and months and months before. It had been a while, I guess, that they were in a relationship before she really found out that he was married. Doesn't make an excuse for it, because even still, she still decided that she was going to mess with this married man in spite of the fact that he was married after finding out. So I wasn't here for that either. Is they honking at me? They was really honking at me. Because I was trying to do the right thing. They was honking at me. I don't have time for that. Okay. Alright, so then we see Jock then tells them that he is there with his guys, and Waka comes on the stage, and they are on a mission of love. And Tammy is like, oh, this is a good gesture, but it was supposed to be a girls trip only. I'm like, okay, Tammy, you happy to see your man, okay? You happy to see your boo thing, so don't be trying to trip like that. He did a good thing by coming to surprise you. Girls trip my butt, like, I understand that, but all y'all been going through something with your man, so he decides to surprise you and do something good. I'm gonna need you to take that and lift it up, okay? Because he could be out here in these streets while you going in Jamaica. So yeah. And then Jock looks at Rasheeda, and he says, Walker just surprised his wife, so you know what that means. And everybody looks over, and boom, there's Kirk sitting. Like, I don't know why he was like leaned over on the bar like this, but he looked so like he was trying to be real sexy for her. And I was like, okay, Kirk, try to get your woman back, try to be real sexy. But Rasheeda was not going for it. She was like, that's my cue to leave. I'm out of here because I didn't sign up for this. This was not supposed to be happening. I left to get away from him. And so her and Mimi leave, and then they the rest of them are still sitting there, okay? By this time, Kirk comes over and he's at the table. He gets to the table. He's like, what happened? What happened? You know what happened, Kirk. You here. She didn't want you here. That's what happened. You know good well that didn't nobody want to see you here. And here you go, okay? So he keeps trying to play dumb like he didn't know. And then Dime says, you know what? Well, we're all finna go too because this ain't right. And Carly was like, see, everything was cool until you got here. You just had to ruin it, okay? She had to get her 2 cents in before her Dime and Melissa decided to walk off. So back in Atlanta, we have Joseline, okay? And Joseline wants to let us know that she is in love, and she's in love with her baby, and her baby has brought her this love that she never knew existed before. And I can really feel her on that, because when I had my son, like, the circumstances of me having my son were definitely not the best, but when I met him, it was just something there that, like, I just couldn't, I don't know, like, he was just the best thing that ever happened to me. So I definitely understand her feeling this type of love that she's never felt before, and I was here for it. And they flash back to the 2 pregnancies. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I had actually forgot that she was pregnant once before, and she had the abortion on the show. Do y'all remember that? And so they showed that first one with that hideous wig that she used to wear. Oh my gosh, I hated that wig. And you know, Stevie was like, you pregnant now, you got all these things lined up, or blah blah blah. And we know, of course, that she had gotten rid of the baby. And then the second time, she's like, you know, I'm not getting rid of my baby. And I understood that, you know, y'all have been through this before. Either he gonna man up or not. But she tells us that she's in a good place with Stevie now, so everything's good, and she's even considering moving in with Stevie. Okay, I'm like, okay, go ahead and move in with Stevie. As we all know in the blogs right now, they had a whole lot going on, too much going on, that they couldn't even make it on the Wendy Williams show. So we know where that went. So back on the island, we have Rasheeda has decided that she's gonna meet up with Kirk. She says that even though they've been through a whole lot lately, you know, she's willing to fight for her marriage, basically. So she decides to meet up with Kirk to hear what he has to say, and to also give him a little tea about Logan coming to the shop. So Rasheeda tells Kirk about Logan coming up to press, and Kirk is like, see, I knew she was a snake. I knew she was a snake. I'm like, okay, y'all really going with this storyline, but I'm gonna let y'all have it because this was a good episode. So I'm gonna try to act like this is a real storyline. So then Kirk tells Rasheeda that he is going to get a DNA test, and it's going to be through the lawyer. So he's like, you know, I don't trust them, so I'm going to make sure it's done right and done correctly. So we're going to go through a lawyer. I don't care how much I have to pay. And Rasheeda like, okay, so I don't care how it has to get done. He's going to take the test, so I'm okay with that. I'm like, all right, y'all, we already know that the baby ain't his, but that's all right. So then next we have Jasmine and Logan, and Jasmine now is back at the strip club. Okay, she's back to her home base. Okay, she had to go back because Kirk no longer was giving her any money, and apparently maybe Rod ain't taking care of her either, because she gotta go back to the strip club. She's like, you know, I thought I was done with this when I had Cannon, but Kirk's now no longer giving me the money, and I gotta get some money somehow. I'm like, po lil tink tink, cry me a river, girl. If you don't get your life together, like, you got a whole son, if that's how you feel, you just needed some money, then why don't you just go get a job? You go work at Target or something. I'm pretty sure they hire you at Target. She's like talking about how people are noticing her at the strip club, so she's trying to give that up or whatever. Anyway, so we see Logan waiting outside. Of course, this is staged. Logan is waiting outside for her to come through, and she walks by, and Logan goes, hey Jasmine, hey Jasmine, hey Jasmine. And she just walks out. She's like, not today. Like, you can tell she was already annoyed, like, okay, like, please just stop. But I don't think that he was really stalking her. I really feel like he's really trying to get down to the bottom of this, because if it is his son, he wants to be a part of his son's life. He seems like one of those type of characters, and I'm not here for that, with Jasmine trying to make it seem like something else. But anyways, I'm really confused as to why she got so upset. Like, y'all let me know why she was so upset with him showing up, because she's like, oh, he's a stalker, he's a stalker, he's a stalker, talking about they were together in high school. I'm like, well, if that's the case, then you should have a restraining order against this man if he keeps showing up to your job like you say he is. So Logan walks up to the car, because she done got in this van. It's the Mona van, y'all know, the white van that shows up whenever anything is going down. And she gets into the van. He's like, what are you doing? She was like, I'm trying to close this door. I was like, oh God. So he just keeps talking, and at this point, I guess she had enough. Not really so much. It was more so that the security showed up, and so she was like, okay, well, I can go and reach for him now. So she decides that she's going to try to hit Logan, and it was just a bunch of mess for no reason. I'm like, if this person is bothering you so much and it's not his baby, then do like you're doing with Kirk. Make him take the paternity test so that he can leave you alone, if that's the case. But we already know that's not the case with her, so whatever. All right, so back in Jamaica, we are seeing the day party, the all-white day party, and I think for the first time, I actually felt like everything was really genuine. Like the interactions between everyone, just how everything flowed, it just seemed really genuine. And I want to say this is like the first time I've seen all of the cast in one vicinity, you know, and be all together, because I think there's always usually somebody missing. And I mean, I guess for the most part Stevie and Joseline were missing, but that wasn't a big case, and we know Tammy can't travel because she has warrants and all that. But this was just a really good mix of the cast being all together, and I was here for it. I was looking for it. So anyways, we have them all sitting around on the couch, and they're sitting there and just laughing and talking it up and kind of breaking the ice. Tammy goes, so I'm gonna just go ahead and get this out the way. Kirk, you know we wanted to beat your ass. And I was like, okay, Tammy, come through and tell everybody what everybody was feeling, okay? And they just kind of look and they laugh. And Rasheeda looks over and she's like, well, you know, Waka, I'm really proud of you, you know, for stepping up and doing what you have to do and making things right. And then Tammy says, yeah, because we would have whooped your ass too, but you know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, this is such a cute little moment that they're sharing. And I just thought it was cute. Like, I just really thought it was cute. So then Tammy says, but Jock, what you doing here? Like, we understand why they're here, but what you doing? And he was like, you know, I'm just here because I love. And everybody was like, what? Really? Okay, Jock, you love. So Carly was like, okay, so really you just here to be Kirk's wingman or whatever. That's fine. We're going to let you have it this time, okay? So then we okay, so oh, sorry, my arm is itching. So then randomly Treasure P just interrupts the conversation, and I don't even know if it was an interruption, but it just seemed like it. She just seemed so out of place, and she was like, so y'all know that I'm Jock's assistant, but from me to Rasheeda, you know, I formerly used to deal with married men. And Waka goes, nobody cares. Like, he coughs and says, nobody cares. I was like, oh my goodness, this is for the shenanigans. Like, they starting already. And she says, but that's in the past, and at the end of the day, I met up with Kiana. Everybody was like, well, how does that, what? You, at the end of the day, you met up with Kiana? Like, what does that even mean? And we're all trying to figure out, well, who is Kiana? Who is this person? And it wasn't until she explained who she was that I realized who Kiana was, because we haven't seen her since, what, Sister Wives, I want to say? I don't think we've seen, no, the episode after Sister Wives, when they all came and they were confronting Melissa, or was it Melissa? Somebody they were confronting. And I was like, okay, this is just too much. But anyways, so Treasure goes on to explain that this is the other part of the love triangle, and that Kiana supposedly messed with her. And so in her confessional, Treasure P is like, yeah, so, you know, I'm just here because, you know, side chicks got a side and they need their side told too. I was like, where do they make these females at, where she felt like the side chick needed to tell her story? Baby, we already heard the story. First of all, just off the jump, this isn't some random man. This is Kirk Frost. Everybody knows that Kirk Frost is married. So if you decide to go into a situationship or anything with Kirk, you're in the wrong. Regardless of Kirk being in the wrong because he's married, you're still in the wrong for playing his side chick knowing that he's married. There's nobody who doesn't know that he's married, because he is a Atlanta celebrity, okay? There's no way you could go by and say you don't know it. So I'm like, nah, I can't support that, okay? And she's like, you know, side chicks don't have a good rap, and the side chicks don't take vows, the married men take vows. And I was like, it took me 2 times to rewind it to figure out what the hell she was saying, because I didn't know what she was talking about. Vows. I don't. But anyways, I don't even, this part of the episode made me so mad, but you could tell that she genuinely feels like this is her upbringing. Like, where do they get you from? Who makes, let me calm down. Okay, so Tammy shuts it down, and she's like, we ain't gonna do this here, okay? And Jock was like, yeah, because I'm not even understanding where you even going with this. She was like, well, let me explain, let me tell you where I'm going with this. And she was like, well, I talked to Kiana. Kiana was telling me that Kirk was telling her that he was gonna take care of her and all of this and that. And everybody was like, I'm like, Kirk is sitting right there. Like, you a bold chick. Like, you bold is all get out. Not only is Kirk sitting right there, his wife is right there. And why did you feel the need to say something right now? And Rasheeda is like, did you really think this was the time and place for you to say something like this? Like, why would you bring it up? And Tammy was like, so you speaking for all the side chicks now? You the side chick president? Or you speaking from a side chick perspective? And Treasure agrees. She's like, yes, I was a side bitch, but I'm saying this because I'm being real. We all women, and it's all about women's empowerment. So y'all tell me, how is this about women's empowerment when you're sleeping with married men? Like, that's not women's empowerment, okay? I don't care how you flip it, smack it, rub it down. That's not women's empowerment to me. So there's nothing anyone can tell me to make me believe that telling someone's business and then being a side chick telling someone else's business about another side chick, ain't nothing about that women's empowerment to me. So anyways, Rasheeda's like, you know what, I've had enough. I'm finna get out of here. It's time for me to exit. And Tammy's like, oh, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're not leaving. You're not leaving. If anything, she's gonna be leaving. And they're like, we don't even know her. Why she even here? So Tammy and Carly get up to try to stop Rasheeda. And next thing we know, Dime done hopped over the couch and she done sucker punched that girl in the face. Like, I don't know if she could hit her in the mouth or just in the face. I don't know what happened. But all I know is she made a connection, because it was like, poof. And I was here for every minute of it. Dime comes back and she tells us, she was really just tired of hearing this girl talk and her sitting here saying some mess that she had no business saying, and that they're not gonna let her come for Rasheeda and nobody do nothing. So she had enough. She went forward and she hit her. I did love the little shade that Dime was giving in the confessional. She was like, this $20 weave wearing dollar store flip flop bitch thought she could talk about Rasheeda and get away with it. Nope. And then as I look back at the screen, here go Treasure trying to fix her wig. Lord, her wig had then came off. Blessed Jesus. I was like, she ain't had no got to be. They ain't give the baby no got to be. They couldn't even afford to get a baby no got to be. You know good and well, you in that heat. You can't be just, you on the beach. Like, you need to be protected, okay? I try to be protected on a regular day basis just in case something may happen when I have my wigs on. So I'm gonna need you, ma'am, to make sure your wig is secured in the event somebody happens to come at you. Because she didn't, I don't know if she pulled her hair or not, but even if she did, it should have took a little more scriff than that to make her wig come off. But whatever. So Treasure P tries to act like she's really not bothered by this as she's fixing her wig, but you can tell she's bothered by this event that just happened. And so Dime says that bitch came to an all-white party wearing black. Rasheeda in the background says it's because it was a funeral. Lord, I hollered. So then Treasure tells Dime that she needs to grow up. She's like, you need to grow up. And Diamond's like, I am grown, and I still will beat your ass. I was like, dang. Okay, Dime. She had the comebacks for everything, okay? And she said, I will beat your ass like your mama should have beat your ass. And then when she said that, I was here for it, because her mama needs to be feeling some type of way that she's on TV saying that it's okay for you to sleep with married men, which either lets me know that she either came from a side chick who's currently still in her 50s playing a side chick, or that she just didn't have a good upbringing. Like, because I don't know anybody who thinks it like this is the correct way to be in life, because one day you want to get married, and to think about somebody messing with your husband like that, you wouldn't want to deal with stuff like that. So whatever. So then Treasure P says, B, you a hoe just like I'm a hoe, talking to Dime. And Dime says, well, I was the best at what I did. I don't even know who you are. I don't even know your name, okay? And I was like, well, if you're gonna be one, be good at it. I had a guy who told us, we were at a carnival one time, and one of our, was he an old teacher or something? One of my friends will let us know, but he was like, hey, y'all be good or be good at it. And we was like, okay, I guess we'll be good at it. So I felt like that's what Don was giving her then, like, at least I was a good one, okay? And so they're walking off. Treasure P is walking off. Her wig had came off again, bless her heart. They all talking about it. It just looks so genuine. Like, the scene just seemed like this really happened in real life. Like, it wasn't staged or nothing. This was something that really, really happened. And so they tell Jock, you know, pick a side, because he walking off with Treasure P. Like, everything just supposed to be cool. And I was like, wow, this is hilarious. So then we go back and we have Jasmine, Kiana, and Rod. Jasmine comes in huffing and puffing, talking about what had just happened with Logan. And Rod asks Jasmine, so there's no way that Logan could be the daddy? And she's like, no, there's no way. He said, no, I'm asking you. I'm not telling you. I was like, so you really don't believe this either, but that's okay. You want to go along with the storyline, cool. So then Rod claims that this is all a part of Kirk's big scheme, okay? They all agree that Kirk has been conjuring up this plot, and he's paying these people. I said, I'm going to need all y'all to do better. So they think y'all plotting. Kirk and Rasheeda think y'all plotting, and y'all think Kirk and Rasheeda plotting and try to make them a story. I said, wow, this is just too much. But then Kiana asked an important question. Why hasn't Kirk been served these papers yet? We all want to know, you know. And Jasmine was like, well, I can't seem to find him. I can't get a hold of him. Every time something happens, I can't find him. I was like, really? So you can't find this man who's all over social media? But okay. And she was like, I can't go to Rasheeda because Rasheeda don't want no parts to do with it. I was like, duh, really? So anyways, Rod says that Logan is just an opportunist and that he's gonna handle Logan. I was like, okay, well, Lord, I think he's still on them papers, so I hope he don't do nothing stupid. So then we have Joseline and Lovely Mimi, and Lovely Mimi apparently has been calling Joseline to meet up so that she could see Bonnie Bella. And Joseline says she hasn't introduced her baby to very many people, but it's time for her to introduce her to the world. So they're sitting at the park and they're talking. Joseline says, you know, things have been going good with her and Stevie, and as long as Stevie meets her requirements, then she's gonna stay in Atlanta and everything will be great, okay? And I'm like, okay, whatever. So Lovely Mimi tells Joseline that she's met a lot of the girls, and honestly, she's made a connection with Tommy the most, and they have a good relationship. And Joseline like, oh, okay, what type of relationship? And she does a little lesbian thing in the background. And so Lovely Mimi says, well, things could be better, you know, if you just let Tommy come around. And she was like, I can't have Tommy coming around because she don't know how to act. And Lovely Mimi says, well, you have a restraining on her. So Joseline says, that's not what I'm talking about, okay? That's not what I'm talking about right now. You need to stay in your place. I was like, okay, Joseline. And so in the confessional, Joseline says, Lovely Mimi is real close to becoming the next Carly Red, and you aren't going to have any friends if she keeps doing that. And she says, all these little side questions, don't get slapped whole. I was like, okay, that was a little drastic, but whatever. They'll do whatever y'all do. But Lovely Mimi wanted just to be the peacemaker. She sees that it's not gonna work, and Joseline tells Lovely Mimi to watch what she's doing because she's new in the A and she doesn't want to start any problems. I was like, okay, Joseline. Okay, so next we have Treasure P and Jock comes by to check on Treasure P, and Treasure's like, no, I'm not okay. And in the confessional, Treasure's like, all I was trying to do was be real with Rasheeda, but that's the problem with these Atlanta chicks. They don't know how to be real. I was like, okay, girl, okay. And Treasure says, clearly these girls don't like me and I don't know why. Jock says, probably because of your mouth. How do you not know why they don't like you? You sitting there running your mouth about stuff that don't even concern you. Why? It's none of your business, okay? But Jock holds his ground and he just explains to her, you know, everything that she said had nothing to do with her. So, like, why would she even bring anything like that? Bring anything like that up? And then she starts crying and trying to make people feel sympathy for her. I don't feel no sympathy for you because you are talking to a married woman and a married man about their business and you're not even friends with them. So no, I'm not here for that. She was like, y'all just gonna be fake and y'all gonna be friends, y'all gonna be talking about each other the next day. I was like, and so if they do, oh well, we already know how it goes. You just sound real bitter right now that nobody wanted you to be there. Whatever. So then we go back to the boat party and they talk about all the craziness from yesterday, and Jock is like, man, he's just tired of fighting and he just wants to make love and, you know, not war. And as a matter of fact, one of his homeboys got a surprise for Don that she is for sure going to love, and they're going to get a lot of love making made tonight. And we see Shawn appear, and Don is genuinely, like, I have to say genuinely this whole time, because she is so excited to see him, and you can see it all in her face. Like, from the time she was hugging, like, oh my gosh, it just reminds me so much of when I see my babe after we haven't seen each other for a while, and I see him and he like, or does something to surprise me. It was just real sweet. I got a little choked up because I could feel it. So anyways, they set sail, and Carly gives her speech thanking Shawn for making her girl happy, and she says that she was like, I cried. And Jock was like, cry where? Where you cry at? Where the tears at? And she was like, well, okay, well, maybe I cried on the inside, but I did cry. And Jock says, well, you know, I've been thinking about this for a long time, and I'm going to go ahead and give it to Carly. Carly, tonight you get this D. And everybody just starts laughing, and they are rolling. And I just thought that was like super duper hilarious. So then they have the listening party for Tammy, and Waka has planned a listening party for her in the piano room at the resort or whatever, and everybody's vibing out to Tammy's music. I'm like, okay, it sounds a little bit better than that preview we heard last week, because this was I was not here for it. But Rasheeda looks over, and you can tell, like, they're trying to make the best out of the situation. Rasheeda says that she feels inspired by Tammy and Waka's relationship, and Waka tells Tammy that she is proud of her, that he's proud of her, and that he's overwhelmed because the song was about her. And she was like, well, it's more of that coming, because I wrote a whole EP about you. I need people to know what I've been through. I was like, bless her heart. But she's so serious. So they asked Dime and Shawn, you know, how long they've been together. And then Shawn pulls out his grandma's ring box after explaining how long they've been together, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, you know what this is? She was like, that's your grandma's thing. You know, I know in that moment, like, I really don't think she knew, because those are things that I would say, like, I've seen this before, we've talked about it before, but now for you to really be doing this, like, oh my gosh, like, it's really coming to fruition, oh my goodness. Yeah, so she was giving us those type of vibes. He gets down on one knee, and he puts the ring on her finger, and she gets back up, and she was like, so this mean we really engaged? And I was loving it. Like, you could see the tears in her eyes. Like, it was just a surreal moment for her, and I loved it. I'm here for their relationship, okay? I don't care what anybody says. I'm here for her being happy. And then Shawn tells the story about how he knew that she was the one because they got in an accident, and apparently they were in a Rolls Royce, I want to say, and he didn't care nothing about the car. He was worried about making sure that she was okay. And y'all know how dudes are. If you don't really roll with them and rock with them like that, they worried about everything else but you at that moment. They'll come back to you like, dang, my car, it's all messed up, what I'm gonna do? And he was worried about her. So I felt like just in that moment, it was just a real true love moment, and I loved it. And Jock says that this has been the most romantic trick of his life. You know, he never experienced so much love before. And Carly makes it clear that Jock did not get any, and that she also didn't get an apology, but she was okay with that. Everything was gonna be okay. Jock then apologizes to Carly for all the stuff that he had put her through, and everybody's sitting there like, finally, and they toasted up, and everything is all well with everyone. It just seemed like this could have been the ending of the show, to be quite honest, because everybody was on one accord and on one page. But of course, y'all know we got another episode coming up, and next time we got Mimi leaving the island early because she finds out that Stevie has had Joseline around Ava, and I don't really know how she finds out, but we'll find out next episode. Then Stevie asks Joseline to apologize. Joseline and Stevie's daughters get into it. Logan and Rod square off. Carly has a big decision to make, and then Carly gets into it with the Pandemanian goddess. We see her throwing either she threw a drink or she threw a blow. I don't know, but she was shaking the table. No, I'm just playing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I really liked this episode. Like, I wish more of these type of episodes would have came sooner. It just seemed more realistic, more believable. The interactions, like I said before, just seemed real. So I'm here to see next week's episode. Y'all let me know what y'all thought down below, and I will catch you guys later. Of course, y'all know I gotta go eat my lunch and get back to work. So I will catch you guys in the next one. KK, bye.